Picture this. You're sipping your morning coffee when a banner flashes across your screen. Malia, 26, confirmed as keynote at one of the planet's biggest climate summits. You pause. You think of the quiet, thoughtful teen you once saw in passing, and wonder how she became a grounded, galvanizing voice. Stay with me to the end. By the time we're done, you'll know why she was chosen, how she prepared, and what she's about to ask the world to do next. Malia has always kept her compass pointed toward people, and the planet just rarely with a spotlight. After college, she tucked herself behind the camera, interning at a documentary house where she helped craft stories about coastal resilience and wildlife corridors. She spent months living among indigenous communities in South America, listening more than speaking, learning how traditional stewardship protects forests. Back home, she showed up for the unglamorous work: Saturday cleanups, neighborhood compost pilots, small room talks that traded applause for action. A reputation grew steady, thoughtful, credible. That's exactly what caught the eye of the Global Youth Climate Forum. Organizers weren't chasing a headline. They were hunting for a bridge, someone fluent in both policy and lived experience, who could translate spreadsheets into stories. When Malia's name surfaced, they called a mentor who'd seen her work up close. The endorsement was simple: she's real, and she does the homework. After a few quiet vetting calls and a review of her community efforts, the invite arrived: opening plenary keynote, alongside laureates, ministers, and movement builders. So how do you prepare to speak to the world? Malia started where change starts, by listening. She dug into the latest climate signals, sea level trends, cryosphere losses, and the progress and gaps in renewables. She sat with a speech coach to chisel a spine of 3 ideas: cooperation, responsibility, hope. Then she got tactile. In a university lab, she watched a carbon capture rig hum. On a wind farm, she traced the gearbox with an engineer. With a fisheries cope, she listened to the math of surviving one more erratic season. And at night, she shaped those encounters into stories about Peruvian farmers shifting crops, students replanting dunes, elders cataloging rain patterns by memory. So a global room could feel the stakes. Summit day. The hall is a low-thrum translation headsets, camera cranes, the rustle of agendas. Malia steps out in unfussy, enduring lines. The kind of look that says, the speech not, the outfit is, the main event. The applause softens. She begins not with a lecture, but a picture. A child planting a seedling in a city median, a tiny act resisting asphalt. The room leans in. From there, she moves like a river, clear, grounded, forward. She names specifics without drowning in jargon, pairing stronger emissions. Targets with workforce training, so the transition is a ladder, not a ledge. Channeling climate finance toward frontline communities that guard the most biodiversity for the least return. Building local data trusts so villages can own, share, and benefit from their environmental knowledge. Accountability, she says, is a form of love for those we'll never meet. It lands. Heads nod. Pens move. Then comes the blueprint. She asks rich nations to retire coal on timelines that align with physics. To codify laws on damage mechanisms that actually pay out. 2. Open technology and training pipelines so green jobs aren't a slogan, but a salary in towns left behind. She urges cities to plan for shade, equity, and flood truth trees and truth where heat and water hit hardest. And she gives the room a refrain to steal: measure what matters, fund what works, and keep what heals. If Malia's moment moved you, hit like, drop a comment with one local action you'll commit to this month: tree planting, transit advocacy, school composting, and subscribe so you don't miss the follow-through from the summit floor to the city block. Thanks for watching, and remember, the climate story isn't happening to us. It's happening through us.